Hello everyone, so today we're going to be checking out a mod for Total War Shogun 2, and that is, it's a pretty classic mod. It's called Expanded, right? The Expanded Map mod by UAnime5. So this is an older mod for Shogun 2, but as you can already see, it adds a lot to the game. And you know, what I like about this mod is that it keeps the vanilla gameplay, which I really like, but it just adds a ton to the map and a ton of clans as well. So you've got your main clans, of course. So Chosokabe, Shimazu, Hojo, all of the old favorites. Mori, Oda, Tokugawa, right? But it also adds a bunch of other it makes some clans playable and adds a lot of new clans that weren't even on the original map. So you've got Miyoshi on the original map, but not playable. Here they are playable, and they have unique abilities here, unique bonuses, and that's pretty cool. Amako, that's a new one as well. Yamana. The Hatakeyama. The Bishu Hatakeyama, because there are other Hatakeyamas as well. If you remember in Vanilla Shogun 2, Hatakeyama have I think 3 provinces scattered across the map there. And then the Imagawa are playable. They should have been playable in the original because they were so important at the start. But yeah, Imagawa are playable. And then Murakami, Satomi, Satake, Ashina, and Mogami. So as you might see, especially in the north, there are a ton of new provinces, a ton of new clans. And, you know, let's get into the campaign map, and I will showcase what this means for Shogun 2's campaign. Okay, so I am playing as the Chosokabe, as you can see. And the Chosokabe, of course, start in southeastern Shikoku, right? You know, the map is kind of skewed here, so I have to think before I say what direction it is. But, you know, in the original, they start with just Tosa, right, and a couple of neighbors, and it's a pretty simple start position. But now in this, as you can see, the original missions, these are pretty vanilla, right? It just changes the name of the starting province, right, for the mission. And as you can see, it's pretty much a vanilla start position in regards to the fact that, you know, you take your army and then you have a little rebel army here that you can easily crush at the start, right? And the starting characters and everything is the same, right? So Kira Masayo, the general, and Chosokabe Kunichika, of course, Motochika, the more famous one, is still a young lad at the start here. But, you know, like I said, in the original, you start out with Tosa, all of Tosa, and you have, I believe you're at war with the Kono in the north, and you are at peace with the other 2 factions, at least at the start. But in this mod, Tosa has been split into 3 different provinces, right? So East Tosa and then Nakamura, I believe this was also part of Tosa in the original. And there's also this new province, Nagaoka, with Asakura Castle here, owned by the Motoyama. And you're at peace with them. So you start, and you're allied with the Ichijo here in Nakamura at Tamimatsu Castle, right? And you're at peace with the Aki, you're at war with the Kono, you have a rebel army right here at the start. So right from the start, you have a much more complex start position than you do in vanilla. So that's cool from a campaign aspect, right? It makes it a little more complex. But even though the gameplay is exactly the same, so, you know, the same, and it's basically the same type of map, just with more settlements, more castles, right? So it makes it more difficult to progress through the campaign, to conquer the map quickly, paint the map your color. Now, why is this so good for a game like Shogun 2? Well, first of all, I have to give props to Creative Assembly, of course, for releasing a map editing tool back in the day. So now we have very cool mods for Shogun 2 that really change the map, and we're actually getting the Last Alliance pretty soon. I should cover the Last Alliance. It's a Lord of the Rings mod for Shogun 2. With the nice, clean, crisp Shogun 2 mechanics, I would really like to see a Lord of the Rings mod with with Shogun 2 as a base. But, you know, in the vanilla game, when you progress through the technologies, a lot of the time, once you get to the really nice technologies at the very end, where you get access to things like citadels, to the best units, the best bombard type units, the best gunmen, the best hero units, at that point, you don't even get a chance to really use them. The best naval units like the Nihon Maru and Matchlock Kobayas, Cannon Bunes, you don't get a chance to really utilize them because you've already essentially won, or you are close to victory and those things just put you over the top, right? But in this mod, since you've got a lot more provinces to eat through, you've got the campaign is more, you have to labor more to get through it, and it takes more time. This makes the vanilla tech tree a little more valuable, a little more interesting, because you do get a chance to utilize Matchlock Samurai, Matchlock Ashigaru, the hero units, more than in the vanilla game, and you can actually get access to them in the mid-game and utilize them against your enemies there, and also face those units, right? So that, I think, is probably the best aspect of this mod. Because on the surface, this is just a mod that, really takes advantage of the map editing tool released by CA and adds a ton of provinces and clans to the map, makes the map more historically accurate, which is true. But I think the best thing about it is that it really allows the player to utilize the tech tree and feel the impact of this tech tree in Shogun 2, which again, I really like this tech tree. It's one of my favorites. I think it's my favorite tech tree in any of the Total Wars that have tech trees. So in any case, that's pretty much everything I have to say about this mod. Again, aside from all the stuff I mentioned, it's pretty vanilla. So if you like content about the historical Total Wars and their mods, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next one later.